Hey yo, how y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? Oh, fantastic. Let's get started. All right, so I'm gonna do the same old same. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk through these items, and as we go, I'll try to do. I think we've covered a lot of stuff, though. I mean, I can't even lie. I'm pretty pumped about this. Um, so it's saying assess the security of an organization. Um, Given a scenario, use the proper software tools. Um, I'm looking at this. All right, so I'm gonna go through this a little bit, and just say how I would use these things uh, to assess security posture. Now, I'm gonna go through these items, and I'll tell you how I would use them. Um, okay, sounds like I'm coming in pretty clear. Okay, so let's talk about this. So protocol analyzer. Typically, a protocol analyzer is going to be used. Um, a protocol analyzer, of course, is going to only capture stuff in. It's going to capture stuff on the wire, but it's not going to be able to see. Um, it's not going to be able to see encrypted data, but it's definitely going to give you an opportunity to sniff into unencrypted communications. Now, the number one thing about a protocol analyzer that people may try to do is they're going to use it to capture traffic and at some point potentially replay that traffic. Now, in what replaying that traffic could do is it means that if you perhaps find some encryption keys later on, or if you're trying to crack Wi-Fi or something like that, replaying the traffic could allow you to do that. And so with the protocol analyzer, we talked about Wireshark. There's also a protocol analyzer called TCP dump. That's a command line one. And so I don't know if it's installed on here. It may not be. It's always good to know what you can get at the command line though as well. So let me see if TCP dump is here. So it is here, but I don't have permissions because I'm not admin. But if I said sudo TCP dump, I could do it. There's also one called T-Shark. T-Shark's not found, but T-Shark is like a Wireshark command line implementation. Now, why this is important again is by doing a protocol analyzer. Uh, that's what Wireshark is. And we had this stuff. This is looking at protocols and analyzing protocols. I only delved into this a little bit, but there's all kind of different protocols here. Somebody mentioned this earlier. When you're dealing with protocols, when we started off with Security Plus, probably 2 classes ago. So hopefully you can catch up. So basically, there's all kind of protocols in here that are built in, and it has like little filters and stuff in here, and you can click on these, and it'll give you information. So if I want to look at all the HTTP requests in here, it actually will give me shortcuts. This is in this log. So this is pretty cool because Wireshark is a great example of protocol analyzer. I did you analyze the protocol in here, and I kind of misspoke a little bit. Wireshark allows you to sniff all the packets and does the protocol analysis, whereas T-Shark and Wireshark, well, that means what am I talking about? TCP dump is going to allow you to sniff the packets. So, dang, that sucks. Divides divide it out. I'm glad you're back with us after being sick, by the way. So basically, that's what protocol analysis is good for. You may be able to sniff some passwords or something like that. You know, if they're using weak protocols, if they're not encrypting things, you can actually perhaps gain some information from that. So that's how you would use a protocol analysis to check things out. All right, scanners, network scanners. It says rogue system detection, and it says network mapping here. I wonder if I have Nmap on here. Let's try to play. I think I do because I think I did before, right? Whoops. That's me. I kind of told you. Is it plus? I have a Mac, but this is an Ubuntu, and I'm always typing up commands that don't freaking work on here. All right, so Nmap, and I have a whole bunch of stuff that I can do here. But Nmap, you can actually scan a whole network, right? And so this is a network scanner. I think I told you before what I did back in the day on my network is I had stuff on my network that I didn't even know I had. I had a UPS system, and I know I had a web interface because I always used to telnet or something to it. And then I found out, oh snap, I ran Nmap on my own network, and I was like, God dang, it has a web interface too. So that was pretty funny. All right, so if you type in Nmap, and you can, let me do my network. So if you want to, I'm gonna type in ifconfig first. And in this ifconfig, I see here. Is that the only thing? What the heck? Oh, my bad. -A shows me all. And this right here is my virtual Ethernet address. You know what? I'm gonna do y'all one better. Before I start talking about assessments, let's look at an assessment. Let's look at some assessment frameworks real quick. All right, let's do that. So let me go out here to the internets. There's a couple of different ones. One that you may have heard of, and this is kind of an oldie but goodie now. It used to be kind of like Bleeding Edge. Hey, can y'all still hear me? Because that's weird. I don't know why don't I have internet? That's weird. That's crazy. I don't have internet on my virtual machine. That's nuts. God dang it. Let me refresh this one. Damn, that joker said I don't got internet. My goodness. I can never. What does it say right here? I don't have an IP address here either. God dang it. Alright, I haven't had this machine up in a little bit. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna bounce this box. I don't feel like troubleshooting. I'm gonna bounce this box real quick. So I'm rebooting my Linux machine. So this is the same box I always use. I was running it the other day and didn't have no problems. I don't feel like troubleshooting really. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk over some. I'm gonna walk over some stuff real quick. I wanna just be patient with me real quick. and I'll bring up some stuff. So the first thing I'm gonna do is p-test. This is kind of a okay, cool. I'm glad I haven't looked at it in a while, and the last time this thing was updated was a while ago. So what's cool about this website is that it actually will walk you through pen test, like pen test engagement. That joker's irritating me. Alright, so hopefully it'll be back up. So anyway, the p-test, this is it. Now what the p-test does is, let me blow this up so I can see it. This is actually still good. Basically a bunch of security professionals got together and they said the way people do pen tests and assessments suck. And so what they did is they came and put together this thing right here. This says it's in the work soon. That's been 4 years ago. I think that the momentum has died. That's a long time ago. It says the content's available. Pre-engagement interactions. This is pretty dope because introduction to scope. It tells you all this really good stuff about it. No. So, this right here. Oh, hold on a second here. This thing right here, this is still good. It has a lot of good stuff in here. It tells you how to walk through and do a pen test. So this is good material for you to go through and look, right? We get to see. It has a lot of good information in here. It has a technical guide in here too, and this technical guide was cool because it goes through stuff. Many of the things that it's talked about in the thing, in that certification, many of those things will definitely be tested in here. It says internet footprint. These are listing tools. Some of these tools, there might be better tools out there, but I tell you what, this is good. I don't know how active this program is. I think Dave Kennedy from TrustedSec, I think he maintains this site. I think he was part of the original group, but I don't know how active it is. But it was like a big thing when it first came out. So that's cool. Let's go Google some more. So some of the things. Let me go back to my machine right here. Oh, hold on a second. Where's my machine at? Is it over here? Alright, now hopefully I got internet on this machine now. I don't know what the heck is going on. Please let me have internet. Alright. So in here, now I have internet now. You can type in NIST. NIST security assessment. One of the reasons why I tell people don't necessarily have to go out and buy a lot of books, because there's a lot of stuff that's in here. There's a lot of free information resources that are out here that you can actually read, and many of these things are developed by professional people. Here's another guide to doing an assessment. let's see when this was last updated. Hopefully we can see. September '08. These things are pretty much evergreen though, by the way. And so if you're doing pen testing and stuff, a good thing is to base your assessments of something like this. I'm trying to blow this up. Let's look at this real quick. So basically, look at here. So basically, NIST came out with this stuff. People from Booz Allen, all these different contributors. Some of these people are beasts. Some of these people work in the government spaces and all that stuff. MITRE Corporation, all kind of different people. And what's cool is it kind of goes, man, this is a really good pod, by the way. Now, when you're doing security assessments, I would use these things freely as a mug, because what it's going to show you to do, what you're going to do here is you're going to be able to understand how to do an assessment. You can actually read this document, and internally you can do a good assessment on your organization. What I recommend a lot of people, if they're just trying to get into the cybersecurity game, sometimes you're working an IT job or whatnot. Sometimes you may not be working an IT job, but maybe you can volunteer for an organization, maybe your church, your school, or something like that. And you can do an assessment based off these things as well. This is a really good document, and it explains everything behind this. So basically, establishing information security assessment policy. I mean, it's helping you create a policy for organizations. Implement repeatable and document security assessment methodology. So many of the things that I talk about is all in this book. And what you'll see is you'll see other things. You'll see pen test reports. You'll see other books, other things. When they're doing their research, they're looking at these books from the NIST. This is really good. Highly recommended. And then you see this. What's dope about it is going to guide you to more documents and things. So I highly recommend that y'all take a look at these documents. So this is NIST has these things. This is a U.S. I know some people are overseas, but I'm pretty sure that you can quote these documents even if you're overseas, depending on the laws or whatever. But mostly these documents are very, very good documents to quote. So this is Special Pub 815. This is on security assessments. That's why I really like it. There's others on other different policy and all those different things, right? So so that's an awesome document. Another awesome document is NIST Cybersecurity Framework. This is huge. You have to know this. Let me get the PDF. So file type PDF. Hopefully this is a document. So this is a really good document as well. So the cybersecurity framework is really dope because many organizations are trying to follow this. And I actually help people all the time. Oh, somebody just posted something, Killer Pop Common 830. Awesome document as well. There's all these, so it's like when you go into these documents, they kind of refer to each other a lot. So what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to get a lot of information from those. If you just read these documents alone, you'll know a lot about cybersecurity. Because really, NIST and NSA pretty much created, American cybersecurity. So anything, and even all the acronyms, all the other junk like that, NIST, and it's a combination in the NSA and NIST that created all this stuff. Yeah, so Killer Pop Common, that dude is, or whoever that is, they providing some crazy information right now. risk management framework. Absolutely, those documents are, and if you're doing reports, you want to quote these things, because this actually. So what's funny about security assessments is people doesn't believe it most of the time when it's coming from you. If it's coming from you, if it's coming from Marcus, it doesn't mean anything, right? But if it's coming from a third party like the NIST, and I take myself out of the equation if I'm doing an assessment, because then there's no, I'm not doing anything. It's not my opinion. I say according to NIST Special Pub this, according to NIST that, according to the cybersecurity framework this, according to this. So basically, take yourself out the equation. Because, and then they can't, if somebody wants to argue about the findings, what they do is they can go holler at NIST. You know what I'm saying? They can tell NIST they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's an argument between me and somebody, you know, even like when you're presenting data to teammates or presenting data to customers, I'm kind of old, but there was this show when I was very, very young, and my grandfather used to love it. The show was called Dragnet, and I'm gonna get down to this. A lot of companies are trying to use this, are trying to build their cybersecurity program, right? Again, it's talking about assessing yourself in here as well. But Dragnet, right? The reason why my grandfather he used to always watch the show, and I used to love it because people would come on the scene like these detectives, right? It's a detective show. Yeah, just the facts. Some killer got it already in there. Everything would be crazy. Stuff's flying all over the place. Everybody's panicking, and people's all disheveled and whatever. And so this dude named Joe Friday would come in there, and he'd be like, "Just the facts, just the facts. I don't want to hear about what you think, all this other stuff. Just the facts, right?" So and so that's what I think about cybersecurity, because I had a meeting this morning that was interesting because I believe that you have to be super precise in what we're saying in cybersecurity, because stuff can get like I heard people talking about how easy it is to hack this and easy it is to hack that all the time, but in reality, a lot of times there's a lot of exaggeration. All right, so let's get down to it. Now, this document right here, the cybersecurity framework, this is the jargon that everybody's using. Let me get down to some good stuff. Again, read these these documents many times are not long documents. But what the documents are built on there's framework basis. Now, if you're talking about that framework core, here's what you're talking about here. You're thinking about identify, protect, detect. Yeah. Identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. Right? So these are the things that the cybersecurity framework's talking about. Man, it is so much meat here. This is like a 40-pound brisket on the grill. There's so much stuff in here. And this pretty much tells you there's these implementation tiers. You remember one of the things I told y'all is like, depending on your skill level as a defenders, right? Your skill set determines how the attacker is going to attack you. So if you're garbage, the thing attacker is only going to use garbage stuff on you, and it's going to work. So let's look at these tiers. It talks about these implementation tiers. I love how they explain this. Tier 1, now what they're saying is they make a disclaimer in this document somewhere saying that you shouldn't grade yourself so much as a 1, 2, 3, or 4 or whatever. But essentially, that's what it is to me. A tier one, I mean, it says partial. It says the organization's cybersecurity risk management practices are not formalized. The risk is managed on an ad hoc and sometimes reactive manner. I just did a podcast this morning where I was talking about that. The podcast got released, right, on Hacking Humans podcast. I talk about this is the whack-a-mole thing, ad hoc. So, risk management practices are not formalized. Integrated risk management program. There is limited awareness of cybersecurity risk at the organizational level. Right? The organization implements cybersecurity risk management in an irregular case-by-case basis due to varied experience and information gain. Man, this is so freaking good. Now, so if you can do an assessment on your organization, and you can tell where they are as far as this goes. Now, all organizations be striving to get better. So tier 2, risk management practices are approved by management, but may not be established in an organization-wide policy. So basically, this means that you put in some practices, you have policies, but they're not established. People don't know about them. People doing their own thing, really. So you know that there's risk, but you're really not doing nothing. Now here's where you start getting good. Tier 3. The organization practices are formally approved and expressed in policy. They're regularly updated. You're getting good. You're cooking brisket. And it's not hard brisket. You know what you're doing. You've taken your temp up to 205. You're marinating that brisket. You know what I'm saying? You let it be room temperature before you put it on the grill. Adaptive. Look at this. This is when you get into beast mode. The organization adapts to cybersecurity practices based on previous and current cybersecurity activities, including lessons learned and predictive indicators. Beast mode. This is when they have to up the ante. This is when they have to really up the ante. There's an organization-wide approach to managing cybersecurity risk and uses risk-informed policies, processes, and procedures to address potential events. This is what everybody should be striving to be. I think tier 4 is the highest tier. Man, this is so good. So, what's cool about this, it goes on and it has a matrix that I'm going to show y'all in a little bit, but it has this really cool little thing right here, this really cool little diagram. And it goes through this. Y'all can figure that out or whatever it means. I'm from Texas, so I can't read infographics. How to use the framework. This is how to use it. I'm going to show y'all what I really like. What I really like is down here. It's going to give you, if you want to start with a document, start with this document. And this could be like a feeder to all your other reading. So this is somebody dropped the link already here. Now, why this is important is because I don't believe you go willy-nilly. Because a lot of people, they think about security. They think, oh, I'm going to learn all these tools. Wireshark, Snort, this, that, the third. But this if you're not trying to reduce risk and don't have a risk mitigation strategy, and you're not talking about risk, then you're just pretending. You're just a script kiddie out there playing with a bunch of tools. And they say a fool with a tool is still a fool, is what one of the things they like to say. All right, let's go here. All right, I love how they break stuff down, by the way. So your organization should be doing all these different things, and it walks you through it. Asset management. What machines do you have on your network? You know, what's installed on those machines? You feel me? Here you go. Now, what's cool about this? Remember, I said this right here will take you and it'll tell you where to grab more information. Physical devices, boom boom, or inventory. Software platforms. How many people know this stuff? Your organizational communication and data flows are mapped out. Remember I showed y'all the data flow diagram the other day? External information system and catalog. That means who are your third parties? What third party stuff y'all using? Resources. All this stuff. Like this right here is why this is hot. Now if you can understand and speak in this language and knowing even sometimes there's tools, sometimes there's open source stuff, sometimes there's professional products or I mean not professional products, but should I say commercial products that accomplish some of these goals. Governance. Boom. Here's what's in. Somebody mentioned 800-53. Check that out. Read that. Boom. All this stuff. I love it. And so what programs are doing is they're going through and like, man, where are we at here? You feel me? Like if you can go through and map where you are in relation to the cybersecurity framework, you're gonna make a lot of people happy. You're gonna be like, okay, this is what we need to improve on. You can get a job just doing this. And knowing this pretty well. You feel me? Just going through here and not just like using this as a piece of paper, but going through remote access is managed. All right, cool. Now, if you're doing an audit on here, you're gonna. And somebody say compliance. Yeah, sure. You can do compliance, but usually compliance you can actually do assessments on a third party or internal compliance to make sure that you have all this documentation ready when somebody does come. And those are really well paying jobs. Everybody doesn't have to be some kind of elite level hacker to make good money in this space. Network segregation. We talked about VLANs and all that stuff. Identities are proof and bound. So there's all these different things that if you go through here, use this as your guide for your organization and somewhat for your if you're trying to be a security professional, if you're trying to be a security professional, this is what you're going to be striving to do. So that's this document. And it's one more thing that I'm going to show you after this, but definitely you need to know this because this is not going anywhere soon. And then after this, I'm going to show you one more thing. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back at 10:02. I'm going to take a break. I need to get some water. My voice is kind of hoarse. So I'm going to be back at 10:02. 10 to the hour. I'll be right back. This document is amazing, by the way. Did I mention this document was amazing? I'll talk to you in a second. Arnon back. So I'll tell you what. I'm looking for questions real quick. I want to talk a little bit more about this. The reason why this is super important to know, many job, because a lot of people, I help out a lot of people, and if you look up, just go for a security analyst job. I'm just gonna look up the. Oh, here it is right here. Indeed, maybe. I'm gonna walk you through this, and I'm gonna tell you why this is important. I always talk about. I just typed in security analyst. Now let's look and see what job. Let's see what this says. I'm gonna click on this. It says Glowcoms or something. Click on it. So this says IAM. It stands for Identity Management Services. Oh, Identity and Access Management, I believe. So some of these tools, and this may let me try to find a better one to kind of sim. All right, so this says entry level. What it's talking about? All right, detection, monitor, analysis, and resolution of security events. Must be able to perform network, application, and log intrusion detection. All right. Participation in security incident handling efforts. Must maintain awareness of trends in security, regulatory, technology, and operational requirements. And that's $20 an hour. Intellectual property analyst, SOC analyst. Let me type. I'm going to do a couple of job searches real quick. Hold on a second. SOC analyst. There's all kind of different security jobs. That's cool. I just mentioned Dave Kennedy. This is my guy. They're hiring. He's co-founder of this company. Let's see what the requirements are. Perform task monitoring, research, classification, and security events. SOC analysts have familiarity with the principle of network and endpoint security, current threat and attack trends, working knowledge of security principles, defense in depth. Just talking about SIMs. We talked about SIMs a lot in here. Create standard operating procedures. You gotta be able to write a little bit. So that's one lane. Let's type in security compliance. See what happens. Information security analyst. This right here is definitely something, because look at all these things right here. You see this RSA Archer? So sometimes what I like to emphasize for people is many of the things that many of the things, what they're doing is they're building off core things. You see this risk management framework? I forget who was one of our colleagues in here put this in here. These things are all over the place. I mean, as far as the core principles that I'm talking about here apply to so many different jobs, right? So, but that's just what I'm saying. Like there's jobs in here that could did and I always personally I shoot for the moon. uh, I would not be scared to even apply for the jobs. Look at this right here. This is compliance. Most of these things, we'll be talking about the same thing. Now, there definitely are certifications, but I believe what you can do is if I'm applying for this job, what I would do is I would actually craft my resume to match these requirements. It says provide FedRAMP. It says FISMA. It says subject matter expertise. I would craft my resume to meet all these buzzwords. One of the key things is you need to be able to get in there, and I wouldn't lie about any of my experience, but I would say I understand all these topics. If you know, oh, what in the heck is FedRAMP? You might say, right? Go to the FedRAMP joint, look for the documents, and this goes for no matter what kind of experience you got. This document describes the security processing framework. I'm not playing. If you can speak the jargon and make it in there and prove that you have the self motivation to go study it and understand it, because these are layers. Once you start getting in here and looking at these things, you're gonna be like, oh snap, this is I know this bit from here, I know this bit from there, and I just think that in life, and this is funny about the really good actors. Like if you see somebody that won an Oscar, and what they do, but look at all this stuff right here. It's the same old jam. A lot of the same stuff we talking about. A lot of the same stuff that you can easily go read for free. If you're watching this Twitch, you can easily study for these things. Find somebody that you know, perhaps that does this kind of work, and maybe they'll be able to. If you know them all, they might know. Okay, this is the kind of thing for you or not. But you get past all that stuff, it's gonna explain all this stuff to you. And so if you're able to go in here and read it, and it's gonna get look here right here, boom, the NIST is boom boom boom. Talk about NIST, and it will give us more information about what this is all about, right? Talk about cloud service providers. Anybody, check this out. If you interested in getting into cloud, this is something you need to check out. This is actually something that's going to be needed, because in order to do government work, from what I understand, you need to run these systems. You're going to have to be FedRAMP certified. So there's a lot of work here that's going to be available here. Special Pub 37. Baseline controls. FedRAMP simplifies this. Right? You see that? These documents are golden. If you understand this stuff, you're going to be, and it's like, so I'm saying you have skills for sure. I love people that want to have the cybersecurity skills. But without the skills, you can't do any of this work. I mean, without the framework in place, on my bad. Without framework, if you have the skills plus understand the frameworks, you money. Because now, not only do you know the technical stuff, because a lot of times, these roles, many times, they have a bunch of people that don't understand technology at all. What you can do is you bone up on your tech enough where, oh, this guy has enough technical skills. we can teach that person all this compliance stuff, right? So is everybody still with me? They hear me? All right, cool. So this work is not for everybody, by the way. And so when you hear jargon, don't be afraid of the jargon. Run towards the jargon. Google search it to see what it is. And then you'll find out, once you know one thing, then you'll feel like, oh snap, they using the this joint, they doing this, that risk management framework, that's a really good document too. Now, it doesn't matter if you're working in government or not. These documents are the core principles to cybersecurity everywhere. 100%. Because the government has the money to go out and blow, not blow per se, the government has the money to go out and pay for these kind of documents to create it. Most businesses, they're focused on making money. So what they do is they take they will co-opt the government stuff. So if you look at controls and all these things, if you look in the Amazon and you look in the Amazon and what they're doing in their security stuff, you look at all these security tools, you look at Archer, you look at all these different tools, what they have under the covers is they're just implementing what NIST say. You're implementing the cybersecurity framework. You're implementing FedRAMP. You're implementing this, that, and the third. That's where all this stuff comes from. Hardening the systems. It all comes from NSA. It all comes from this. Funny enough. All right. So getting to another thing. So if you notice, if you actually look on a lot of the NIST documentation, MITRE is brought up a lot. Now, I'm going to go down to this one that says MITRE ATT&CK. This is something you need to understand too, because this is all over the dang place. So the MITRE ATT&CK framework. So basically, MITRE ATT&CK framework is pretty popular because a lot of companies, defense and pen testers, are using this to describe what they're doing. So they're doing security assessments. All those government documents, all those risk management related things. What this is a technical implementation for looking like an attacker, essentially from an offensive perspective, and it's also an implementation that defenders can get on the board and they can say, hey, we can find all these things, right? So basically, and it has all these little different phases here. Oh, another thing that you probably hear, it's one more thing, I'm gonna talk about these two. Lockheed Martin came with this thing called Kill Chain. Let me see if I can get the PDF. There was a white paper. This white paper is probably almost 20 years old now. Let me just go to Wikichain. Alright, so here it is, Cyber Kill Chain. Here's a Wikipedia article related to it. So basically, remember I said there's like four basic phases? Well, here is the MITRE. Here's Lockheed Martin came out with this thing called the Cyber Kill Chain. Reconnaissance, weaponization, delivery, exploitation. So the Cyber Kill Chain is something that you need to remember because this is going to be referenced a lot. Dang. Leave no doubt. Just post the dang PDF. Man, y'all own it. I love it. Right. So Lockheed Martin, they actually copyrighted Kill Chain, so that you pretty much can't use it in any other product. So basically, you see all this stuff: detect, deny, boom, boom, boom. This is the defensive things. So basically, this is to counteract this. Now, in going back to the, let's look back at this document. Where's our? I gotta go find my document. I'm looking for the. Looking for downloads. Security Plus. Boom. So, you see what I'm talking. So basically, giving the pro software tools assess the security posture. So to me, these tools can only be used in context of a security framework. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, people? So, what I'm saying is you cannot willy-nilly go in and run a bunch of tools and say, I'm secure, we're secure. You have to use these tools in accordance to some kind of framework. You doing a protocol analysis. That's going to fit somewhere in the thing. Password cracker, right? A password cracker is probably going to be used related to authentication. Now let's just look. So I just look at her password cracker and vulnerability scanner. I'm just gonna look for that. I'm gonna look in one of the documents real quick. So I'm gonna go over here. What is this right here? This is the. Let me go for this framework right here. I'm gonna search for passwords real quick. No passwords. Let's see if vulnerability in here. I spelled it right. Alright, boom, boom, boom. See this? This right here is under that purple. What's that purple? I shouldn't. Damn, what the heck? Going up forever, PR. What does that mean again? Alright, cool. Oh man, this is slow. Protect, right? Protect, that's what that thing is. Now, you see that right there? Vulnerability scans are performed. The first one is, do you have a policy in place? Essentially, your vulnerability management is done, right? It sounds like we got some Laker fans in the house. So, do you have a vulnerability management plan at all? Right? Do you have one? Now, what's important about this? When you're building a vulnerability management, and you can go to these docs, and they can probably tell you in depth how to do that. You know what I'm saying? Or what those requirements look like. Heck, let's look for it. Man, Bambi is right here begging for cuddles right now. She's annoying. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to copy that. And I obviously, those every field there. NIST 800 -53. It says 4 there. PDF right here. Control Shift. Boom, boom, boom. Trying to make that big. And I'm going to try to search for that thing in here. Where we at? Where we find stuff in here? Where? Bookmarks. Do I have some of the fun stuff up in this congregation? God dang. Man, sometimes I swear I suck at computers. Alright, so we have a table of contents up in here. Alright, hold on a second. Control F worked. Fine, what the heck? They didn't come up earlier. I'm gonna. Alright, so basically what we said here. I looked over here. Oops, my bad. So what I'm trying to walk through, people, is it's saying vulnerability something. I'm saying what kind of framework and what kind of more information can we get on this in order to properly implement. All right, cool. This is crazy. NIST, it says RA3. So let's see if we can just search for RA3. Risk assessment is 1. Related control. What is that? So basically, this is IA8, but what you're seeing here is you're seeing more detailed information. Sometimes it's kind of like a circular exercise, funny enough, because one document will refer to the other one. Here it is right here. So basically, more information about this. Vulnerability scanning, RE5, right? So basically, this is what NIST says: scans for vulnerabilities on information system hosted applications. So the system, remember last time I told y'all about you can scan the system for the ports and all those different things, and because that's going to be like, it's going to show you what ports are open, and it's going to show you the hosted applications. The hosted applications are going to be stuff like WordPress and what, right? Assignment. And when the new vulnerability is potentially affecting that system, and I'm going to blow this up a little bit, I'm sorry. Oops, too much. Basically, if you have an organization and you don't have any security policy, you can actually go through here and build your policies from the ground up. Just by going, some of these things will not apply to the organization, but many of these things will. It says employs vulnerability scanning tools and techniques that facilitate enumerate platforms, software flaws, and improper configurations, formatting checklists, testing procedures, analyzing vulnerability scan reports. You have to do you're doing all those things, right? And basically, these defined roles are super important. So here's the deal. If you have a Windows team, a Unix team, a network team, all these different teams, are you sharing the information with the right people so they can fix those weaknesses? Remediates these things, right? So this is how you build up that security program, and this is how, if you're doing an assessment on an organization, if you recommend that they do a vulnerability scan, here's why. According to this, SP 800-53R4, your organization's not doing this. Here's the reasons why you need to do this. And heck, you can even copy and paste this, like, boom, this is what NIST says. about this. This is what you need to do. And like I tell people all the time, there's nothing new under the wind. You feel me? There's nothing new under the wind. And all these tools, the Nessus scanners, the boom 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 boom, where do you think they're getting their information from? They're getting their information from here. They're getting their information from all these other things. So in part of the kill chain is reconnaissance, right? So when you want to use a scanner could imitate that. And for a detective measure, right here, let me show you this. A vulnerability scan is right here. Reconnaissance. That's on the cyber kill chain, right? I'm just pulling this thread all the way through, right? Pull the thread all the way through. We're talking about recon. You're doing a pen test? We did reconnaissance with da. This could be part of your pen test report. This is how we did reconnaissance. We did reconnaissance to identify vulnerabilities on the targeted network. The network was blah, 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 whatever the customer gave you. The customer, on the other hand, or defender, would be, hey, can we detect and determine whether the attacker is poking around? From a security perspective, this is how you have to play both sides of this thing. Weaponizing. You're trying to get in somehow. You're going to have to deliver that by email attachment. You're going to exploit that. Installation of a backdoor. Remember I was talking about persistence. Command and control. That means that I'm beaconing back. We talked about remote access kits the other day. And here is action zone address. Data exfiltration, data destruction, and encryption for ransom. So these documents, if you can do this, okay, I do like MITRE now. I'm comparing it to somebody says they're comparing them. So MITRE, what it does is it breaks it down to a minutia level of what an attacker can do. So it added a couple of things, but it's pretty much the same kind of thing. I'm blowing it up just because you can see it better. You can go to their page. It's attack.mitre.org. That's up here, but it's super small. It's an attack. You spell it just like regular attack. ATTACK.MITRE.org. Yep. Somebody paste it in there. This is giving you down to a minutia level. Down to the minutia. Like, this is microscopic level. Somebody using AppleScript. You click on that, and it tells you exactly what that person does. Scripts can be run from the command line via this eScript here. And it tells you what kind of, like this is a software family, this is malware, or a tool, what should I say? Code signing, the mitigations, the detections. Monitor for execution of this, boom, boom, boom. So, if I'm a vendor, I take MITRE ATT&CK framework, and I incorporate this into what I do. Here's PowerShell. Here's another example. So the MITRE ATT&CK framework is breaking this down, and it tells you APTs that have used it. Where do you think all these tools that have this MITRE integration are getting their information from? They're getting it from here. So, and somebody said there is another version. There is a new beta version coming out. It's even more minutia and things of that nature. But this is pretty cool. And so you have to know about this. And I don't think this is going anywhere. They've done a great job marketing it. There's been major uplift from the community. And MITRE as an organization has been continuing to improve and build upon this. So the MITRE attack framework is not going anywhere, nowhere soon. I really like it, and like I said, it's getting a lot of head of steam. So when you look at tools out there, I'm trying to dispel the magic, fam. Here, what I'm trying to do is many of the things that I just showed you last week, the week before, for sure. There's offensive tools like port scanners and all that other stuff, and vulnerability scanners. All of those tools are getting their information from these same open resources. Many of these resources are open source resources. So what they're doing, how's my audio? Somebody say my audio jacked up. Okay, so some people hear me good. All right. All right, sweet. So the key thing is all the stuff I'm giving you is evergreen as a mug. Evergreen is all outdoors. All right, so here we go. Network scanners, rogue system detection. You're scanning the local networks for systems that don't belong there. And people do a bad job of this, by the way. People do not do proper inventory. Even like when I looked over at the dang NIST cybersecurity framework, we saw that it said identifying the systems. With this, you can not only identify the systems, you can see what services are running as well. Wireless scanners and trackers. This actually, I see so many different things become hot and then they're not hot no more. The whole wireless thing, I think it's gotten pretty good. But when wireless first came out, people were destroying it. But you definitely don't want people that with unmanaged, you don't want people using unmanaged systems. Like you don't want nobody connecting to unmanaged Wi-Fi with weak passwords, and that happens. Heck, that's happening in Battlefield, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Like people setting up wireless networks in the field. Vulnerability scanners, talked about that like crazy. Configuration compliance scanner. So you saw some of the controls, some of the things that I showed you. There's systems that search for those automatic configurations. So if there's a password requirement, there are systems that try to search for compliance type stuff. So exploitation frameworks. All right, let's talk about this for a second. So there's a couple exploitation things. The most popular one, but it's kind of, I would say, it's not being used as much. But if I type in Metasploit, this Metasploit program, full disclosure, I used to work at Rapid7 back in the day. And Metasploit, what HD Moore created it, and HD Moore is the creator of it. This guy. Wow, picture HD pops up. So, why he created this is basically you had to write your own handlers and stuff for payloads if you were creating your own exploits. Well, what Metasploit did at the time, there was this thing called Core Impact back in the day. Core Impact was big, and Core Impact, but it cost $25,000 a license or something crazy like that. I mean, that's not crazy considering some software prices today. But pen testers cannot, the average pen tester could not use a $25,000 tool. So Metasploit pretty much filled that void with an open source product, and eventually it got bought by Rapid7. HD Moore is one of the creators. I think there's at least two other people that kind of created it, but HD Moore, at the end of the day, he's the most well-known founder of the project. But yeah, so basically they talk about a couple different things. They talk about core impact. They talk about Canvas. But essentially, it became the like de facto standard of pen testing for some time. There's also another project called Cobalt Strike. Well, it used to be called Armitage, but the commercial version is Cobalt Strike. And I think I hear more people talk about Cobalt Strike than I do about Armitage. This is the product. This is the product page. You can find a lot of information on that. So another thing about Cobalt Strike undercut. They undercut Metasploit. Metasploit dropped the price from like 25K to 15K, and then Cobalt Strike they charged 3,500. So that's like goddamn, that's really cheap. So and it was good too. So these have kind of fallen out of favor a little bit, and people are using more different exploitation related things, and I would say exploitation management systems. So what the heck? Stop it, booger. I got my dog's all up on me right now. It's crazy. I can't even type because Bambi is being very aggressive. Is this the real? Is this the real page? All right. So there's several different. So PowerShell Empire. This is pretty cool because this is kind of like the newest thing that a lot of people are using. And what's hilarious though, and the reason why you should know these things is because at the end of the day, attackers are going to use them. So the funny thing about that is that I highly recommend that you use this. I highly recommend that you use them because you at least know if your tools work or not, right? So this is one of the things that's used for definitely post exploitation. Post exploitation, like I said, this is where this site is PowerShellEmpire.com. PowerShellEmpire.com. Now, why this is important is because I told y'all from time to time exploits change. Exploits change, but exploits only a tiny bit of the equation. So what pen testers and like advanced hackers and all that stuff, what they're really good at, like the really good ones, are good at post exploitation. That means once you got a shell, what do? Because I tell you what, most people that get a shell, they don't know what to do. They get a shell, and then like, dang, what do I do now? You gotta know command line. You gotta know persistence. You gotta know all these things. And the reason why it's important is so you can detect them. And I think that, quite simply speaking, even though MITRE ATT&CK framework is way better, this whole detection piece, right? That's super important because can you detect PowerShell exploitation? Can you detect Metasploit? Can you detect this? Can you detect that? Those are the things that really, really matter. Can you detect any of that stuff? All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a 5-minute break, and then we're gonna finish this thing up. I need to get something to drink. Hey, I'm here. So, all right. So, two things I want to do real quick. I'm gonna go in here. Let's look at the. I'm gonna try to game plan. I'm gonna try to game plan going forward a little bit too. Steganography tools or data sanitization tools. Man, you're gonna have to read that term. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, there is there's data center the data sanitation tools I know are like degausers. So degausers are just magnets that you can really powerful magnets that just messes up the magnetic fields, therefore corrupting the data. Um, there's also you can wipe a disk using software as well. Um, Wiping it is you have to do. Hold on a second. My dogs are going nuts. Hold on a second. All right, so basically, you can actually wipe a disk, a hard drive, by by writing zeros or ones on the whole disk. Um, so so people can hide data in steganography tools as well. Usually on there's actually space in basically with steganography you hiding data in plain sight. Uh, Used to be steganography usually back in the day. There's a real good book called The Code Book that I recommend y'all read. Really good book. I mean, this book is dope if you want to talk about cryptography. Steganography is a kind of like a data. It's kind of like related to steganography, but just in steganography is kind of like the cryptography where it tries to hide messages. Stego is cool. There are some tools that you can take. You can take pictures and you can actually hide data in the pictures. I think it's kind of stupid, but yeah, it's kind of crazy to me. You might as well just encrypt the data. Honeypots. There's actually a pretty cool honeypot that my buddy wrote. I'm gonna show you it. I can show you it real quick. Uh, Got a buddy. Oh, stop it, booger. Some of you may know him. His name is Jared Folkens. Uh, he actually this thing right here, Kushtaka. That's it. I'll just make sure I spelled it right. So he wrote this. He wrote this thing. He wrote it in Go, and it basically allows you to deploy honey pots on your thing. He did have a free version of it. I'm not. I don't know what happened to that free version. There's also Canary tools. That thinks Canary. This is pretty popular too on enterprises. So those are two options for doing this. So basically, a honeypot essentially you deploy these on your network, and attackers will hit them. It's a great way to detect east-west movement. That's what honeypots are good for. Backup utilities, there's 1,000. Banner grabbing, I showed y'all how to do that in a practical manner. Passive versus active, talked about that a ton. we did all these commands. We didn't do netcat. We didn't do traceroute. Next week I'll do an intense command line, some intense command line stuff. All right. So what I want to do here is I want y'all to these terms 2.2 and 2.3. I think we need to do the terms on those, and I need to zoom out as far as like how do we complete this thing, because I want y'all to be able to test. Also, so I have about 13 vouchers people volunteered to give for tests. I want to do the test on a needs basis, and I also want to make sure that people are prepared to take the test. My buddy Jared, the guy that I just showed you that Kistaka, he built a testing engine. He wrote that in Go as well. Funny enough. So basically, I want to figure out. So, is there any testing engines that y'all use that are free out on the internet? Free testing engines. I'm not talking about anything bootleg. I don't want to give up bootleg stuff. Also, free banking questions, and try not to, I don't want it to be bootleg either. All I know is bootleg. I was the bootleg king back in the day, bro. I done bootleg everything. I try not to bootleg, and I got too much to lose now, so I can't bootleg like I used to. I used to basically be the barbershop bootleg guy. I had every software going on deck at all times. I used to carry my software with me. All right, so my buddy built a testing engine. So so we have a testing engine that we can use. We need a question bank for everybody to prepare. And like I said, I'm gonna start getting loud about if there's anybody in here that needs access to the Security Plus document, everybody in here could probably add somebody else, by the way. It's wide open right now. So if y'all can add each other, be kind to your friends, your teammates, and add each other. I'll add people if I can. Right now, I think Austin, are you in here? Austin can add anybody. Email Austin. Austin, are you in here? Hey, you know that funny thing about that Canary tokens? I actually created Canary tokens a long time ago. I wrote something. This is so funny. Watch this. This is another tool that I built. I built this before Canary had their Canary tool too. So I built this thing. I built this thing called HoneyDocs. Man, you see that HoneyDocs alternative? You see that? I built this joker. I'm not saying they stole it, but I did this first. I don't want no internet beef. So that's actually, look, that's me. This is me putting these jokers up. Look, I mean, if people, this is somebody talking about my stuff. Like, I'm like an internet freaking nutcase. I built all this stuff. Still building stuff to this day. So this is me. This is another thing I built. I built this thing, and basically what you do is you could download these files. You create a Steam. And you can download these documents, and you can download these docs, and it beacon back to a server. Dang, this brings me back to memories when the line was on my desktop. So when you open up those documents, it did a GPS coordinate thing. So that's the fake document with fake cards in it, and it showed you on the map wherever you opened up the document. So yeah. So yeah, I built that. That was your boy. So I built that a long time ago, and then a lot of people copied off me. So yeah. So yeah, that brings back a memory. Thanks for making me remember this. Yeah. So basically, what I mean, I've had police officers told me they used my stuff. Hey, Marcus, that's great. We used it to bust these people that were kidnapping, like all kind of crazy stuff. Like I just be building stuff, bro. Like, uh, yeah. But like I said, nobody thinks I have a clue what I'm doing. That's what the funny thing about it, and I like it that way. I don't want people to think I'm too big of a beast. All right, so let's look at this doc. We need to get some testing in. We need to get that testing engine done. We might have to make our own test question bank. I don't like bootleg stuff. Like I said, I don't want the internet to catch the word of Marcus leading the Mary Banner hackers bootlegging everything off the internet. So we trying to make legit stuff. Know what I'm saying, fam? God dang. A lot of this stuff. I mean, this stuff right here could get hard. Some of the terms, I think I can explain. I'll do evergreen cryptography. I'll do evergreen. I'll give you an evergreen version of all this stuff. But what we need to do, we need to finish those dang terms, right? Hey, there's a lot. I follow some of y'all on Twitter, and y'all be bootlegging stuff like crazy. I can't lie. I'm like, God damn, y'all be blatantly bootleg. I went into somebody's list of books the other day, and he was bootlegging my book. It blew my mind. I'm like, God damn. It was God, God, man. I'm like, these guys, they don't care. I love it. Whoever bootlegging my book out there, I'm watching you. Y'all know who it is. Y'all know people got these Google Drives. I'm like, God dang. I'm like, whoa. But hey, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I got back in the day, your boy definitely got busy when it comes to the bootleg game. It's not something I'm proud of, but hey. So let me see. Let me see. What's going on? How y'all doing out there? It's your boy Marcus J. Carey back in the Easy for Cheesy, my Easy. What we need to do, I want to try to. So right now, we got about 2 weeks left in this month. I'm thinking that's at least going to be 4 more courses. I want to try to get this done by the end of the month. I know that some of y'all need to get certified. Y'all need to move on. I need to get through the content, right? And then I want to talk about getting jobs, updating your resume, all that stuff. So I'm not going to abandon everybody at the end of the month. So yeah, somebody got yeah. So let's just go through. Let's go try to get through this content. Many of the things is terms. I'll show you evergreen game, and we keep it moving. Also, like I said, I want to do. We have a limited number of tests that we supposedly can pay for, and these people, some of the people are going to come through on the ducats. So we're trying to do it needs based. I know a lot of people are in need out there, but so if you're still working and whatnot, you know, I would just say submit it, and I'll make a judgment call on the needs based nature of it. So that's how I'm thinking about rocking it. That sound good, fam? So it's gonna be a combination of needs, and also I'm gonna determine through this testing needs and ability to pass the test. Submit how? Oh, for a skill, what you talking about? No, needs based. Like if y'all think y'all ready to take the test, y'all gonna holler at me. We're gonna have a dialogue, and that's gonna be the needs based. Needs and ability to pass the test. That's it. Oh yeah. I'm gonna needs. I'll decide. Yeah. I think I'm a very fair judge. You're gonna submit it to me. My email address is marcuscarey@gmail.com. Eventually, right? Is Security Plus good enough? Is it enough? I think if you pass the Security Plus all the game we're gonna give you on interviewing, this, that, and the third, hey, you're in my network forever. I give people raises and help people get jobs all the time. You know what I'm saying? I do this all the time. I mean, the pandemic, I know it's real, but I help people get jobs all the time. So if you got me on your side compared to the other people out there, it's an unfair advantage. You're gonna submit. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get resumes together. I'm pretty good at discerning who needs help and who doesn't need. I mean, everybody needs help. I'm pretty good at judging this stuff, man. I give out stuff all the time on the internet. I pay for stuff. I give people books. I mean, like, this is like normal for me. This is nothing new. Yeah, connect. Everybody connect with me on LinkedIn. Like, I'll show you my LinkedIn handle, so you got the right person on LinkedIn. And to me, this is what I'm telling you, and people that know me. This is if you're in my network, you're in my network. God dang it. Do I gotta sign up for that? Wow, that's a disaster. I already got an account, you dork. Alright, I'm gonna try this a different way. Man, why do people just can't let me see my profile? It's linkedin.com. Alright, let me just. Alright, so site:/linkedin.com. And my name is Marcus J. Carey. The reason why I go by Marcus J. Carey is because there's one other when I was just trying to get my. So that's me on LinkedIn. Who's that guy? Who are those guys? God dang. Are they my friends? I don't know. Is there somebody here? Alright, so LinkedIn.com, Marcus J. Carey. If you type in LinkedIn.com/n, I'm going to do it right here. /n/Marcus Carey. That's my LinkedIn right there. Friend me on LinkedIn. Probably most of y'all here already follow me on Twitter because that's how many of you found out about this. But you're my network forever. You just mention me or DM me and mention you're in quarantine sec. You family. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I put the J in there. That's my middle name. So just so people don't confuse me with any other Marcus Carey's out there. So hey, I got so I got a quick little announcement. I'm doing another kids book. Funny enough. So hey, also family, if y'all got this book and y'all enjoyed it, leave me a review. If you're verified purchaser of this book is dope, by the way. And y'all probably saw a little video of me talking about it, but man, it came out really good, the quality of it. So I drew this, and man, the quality came out dope. So the reason why I did that book, and I'll share with you, is I did that as like a little quick test run, because I wanted to do another book. I'm doing a book on internet privacy, and it's a kid's book. I'm gonna show you a preview. Hold on a second. I'm gonna show you a little snippet of it. I wanna make sure I don't spill too many beans here. Just like I showed y'all, I'll be showing previews for y'all. Y'all see my stuff before anybody else see it. Wow. Yeah. So I'm actually, I told y'all I'm like doing. I can show y'all real quick. This is dope. Here's an image of the new stuff I'm doing. Watch this. Here's a preview. I'm illustrating this. That's one of my drawings for the new book. I'm really pumped about it. I think it's gonna turn out pretty good. So that's the new joint, and nobody can see it because I'm not showing it. Let me show you. Bam! That's it. That's one of the new illustrations that I did. The first book, I did a little bit of illustration on it, but I knew that I wanted to do a more complex book. So in this book, the robot is like the main character, and I didn't do a lot of scene work. Like, I did some pretty cool cute little drawings. Some people thought it was clip art, but I drew everything. This picture, this one, I'm really pumped up about this one. It's gonna be dope. So, hopefully, y'all like that. Hold on a second here. I'm gonna switch back so I can see. So, that's it. That's it, family. So it's a whole story. I'm doing it. I'm doing a children's book, and it's gonna be so freaking fly. It's like it's gonna be done very soon. Yeah. Oh, I love, yeah. The Thinking Coach though, I really love that. I like it, but what I did is I have another desk. This is my main desk, but I have a drawing desk over here in my. I have a drawing desk, and what I did is I bought me a big fat drawing monitor. It's 22 inches, and it allows me to really draw on it. So I'm pretty happy about it. Yeah, I'll usually have my camera on. I didn't have it on at the beginning. I didn't turn it on. All right, cool. Y'all take care. I will talk to y'all. Man, quarantine time is going by so fast. All right. So we're trying to get through with the content. We're trying to. My buddy built a testing engine. I'm going to show you that testing engine, and we're going to have to write test. We're going to write. We're going to do sample tests in there. That's going to be dope. Can I ask some VM Ubuntu help on Discord? I mean, there's a whole legion of people on there on Discord. Let's I'll be in Discord for a second. I'll be monitoring Discord in a second here. Hey, thanks to everybody in here making this happen and this good. Bambi just came in. Bambi's annoying. Y'all take care. Y'all stay safe over the weekend. And I will see y'all Tuesday. Let's get this. Let's do this. Y'all take care. Bye.